come back. In fact, like being a ship stepdad, like what would you do if the kid was not yours and you find out after you've invested time?
How long?
Yeah.
Listen, my son's 3 weeks old. If his mum came and said it weren't mine, I'd be like, so what?
I understand that. No. Do not.
And keep it moving.
No. Dad comes to push me out.
But I don't know what so what means in your terms. Like for me, I have to just keep this all the way 100. Like I'm a Jamaican boy with a village mentality. So like in your village, there's certain principles and morals which have to be there. Otherwise, man gets banished from the village. And one mad thing is loyalty and trust. And like I don't lie to nobody because I'm not afraid of nobody.
This is the Dope Black Dad podcast. I'm Marvin Harrison. Who's in there today? Who have you got?
Darwood, Black Jesus.
You're going to choose us like that because you are actually a part of the podcast. Everybody knows who you are now. We've done maybe 40 of these.
So what should I introduce myself, man?
I am the other guy on the podcast.
I'm the other guy on the podcast.
Not only a little bit. You were like, I have to introduce my full name.
Yeah, I'm Darwood. I'm fucking number 2 here.
Why are you number 2 here?
Oh, just bringing that.
Because there's no way I can pretend that's not going to affect me. No longer, the boys I've been picking up for how long are not mine. They belong to somebody else and they don't. And I've been fooling them for 3 years and you've been fooling me for 3 years and now I'm a part of this whole movie. Because I'm out fam, I don't want to be a part of this and it may be a little bit disrespectful to say, oh, but what about the children? Fam.
No, but what?
I need to go, cuz like my head's gone now. My head's gone. I can't sit here and pretend this is normal, cuz. It's not a film. It's not Ricky Lake back in the day. This is not Jeremy Kyle, fam. This is real life, cuz. Man's sitting here looking after kids that are not mine, and this woman's gonna say, "Well, but you got a connection." Cuz man will disconnect, fam. Man's not on this. You can't pretend that it's like.
Is it that easy to switch off?
No, I know. Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether it's easy or not. The hardest things in life are never the easiest to do. You can't tell me 2 kids or 1 child was mine, and after 3 years I find out it's. Do you know how much people you've lied to? My mum, my dad, my family. Like I've been doing this whole thing. I'm probably on Instagram. All of this to find out the kids are not mine. And I'm just gonna go. It doesn't matter. Let's just carry on.
Hey, he's gonna go home and look at them boys a little bit.
I knew you never had mine, though. And I'll come back later but I need to get my mind like you don't understand your mental.
But you will come back later though.
Anyone will come back. Well, I can't swear. I've never been in that position. I don't imagine I'll be in that position, and I don't know. But I know myself enough to know if you lie to me, what it does to me, it's not worth you being around me. I will make you suffer for the rest of your life. You don't deserve that. So I have to go because I can't. If I can't trust you with that information, cause what can I trust you with? I'm out.
I think it's a gender thing.
What way?
Women are very forgiving. Very forgiving. Like.
Was that biology? Is that by force? Because they
no, by force. But they're nurturing and they're emotional creatures. And like, imagine if like a guy goes out has a kid, the woman's gonna be heartbroken and probably leave him and come back and forgive him.
Yeah.
Now imagine on the flip side, like we said, you find out that kid is not yours.
Yeah.
And you're like, that's it, I'm done. Now I don't know how I would say it because my son is 3. Now if I were to find, I'd be heartbroken. But there's no way.
I'm in too deep.
It'll be too deep. I'm in too deep, but there's no way. Like, how would I not be a part of this? Because it'll be too much for me to disconnect, like you said. But at the same time, had he been a little younger, bruv.
Yeah. At what age did you really connect with your son? Though? At what point in his development did you connect with him? And realize,
you know, it's really starting to happen now because he's 3. His sister's a couple years older, so he's learning fast.
Yeah.
And so he's picking up things and he's talking, and now so I FaceTime him now, and he's like, "Where are you? I had swimming today." And so you think they always say like the opposite sex goes like the girls go to their dad, but he's the opposite. Like he wants to dress like me. He wants to do everything I want to do, and he's like, "Yo, when I get big like daddy, like I'm gonna do this, and this." And I was like surprised. So now it's really starting to connect. When he was younger, he was just whoever was around.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But now he's starting to be like, him.
But that's crazy because you think like the first 2.5 years at any point you're not connected enough to say I'm going to stick around.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm talking about the connection where I'm like, he's connected to me. Like, that's like, I need my dad around. You know what I'm saying? For me, I think the connection was a lot earlier when I saw it was that's a little version of me.
Yeah.
You know, it's a little man and my name is gonna go on. Like you have to say I'm African and I want my name to
Carry on.
Yeah,
Of course.
You know, men have men, like they say. You want to have a boy. Love my daughters, love the girls, but you want to have a boy to continue that name. And when you see that extension of you, you're like, bro,
My flesh.
Yeah.
but it's now I'm starting to see it from his angle too. He's starting to recognize like, where's my dad? And I need like I'm only gone for a week.
Yeah.
He's like, yo, you have to
He
check
checks
for
me.
Yeah,
you. Yeah.
I need to come off the back of that point though. I wasn't entirely honest. I remember one thing that happened to me in my life, and that's probably why I got a stronger opinion on this. I remember being 22 years old in my garden in Palmer's Green, and my boy came up to me, and we've been knowing each other since he came from Jamaica when he was like 4 years old. So, and we're the same age. So I had known him up until that point for 18 years. Like, and I don't mean like 18 years I know of him. I mean like he lived 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
So I was always at his house. We had Pokemon Club. It was lit. So,
Okay, go on.
lit. When I was 22, I found out there was a possibility my dad was my dad. So if I'm 22 years old, finding out my dad might not be my dad, that was like, what?
So say that you found out.
Yeah, he told me about a conversation my mum and his mum were having about when I was born. And when I was born, my dad wasn't there for the first 3 years, and he wasn't there when I was born into the world.
Yeah.
So like, but I'm the type of person to be like that. I don't really care until I realize what it does to your subconscious.
Yeah.
And that's why I would say to you like, if that did happen today, I would have to leave everyone. For the simple fact that I'm accepting the circumstances based upon what I think society considers to be morally correct.
Yeah.
But I'm not here to live for society. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm not English, fam. I'm not English. I'm not white. Your culture is not my culture. My mentality is the most important thing to me, because without me getting myself right, I can't sort anything else out. And this is not me speaking generally, this is me speaking for myself. So I can tell you, when you find out at 22 that your dad might not be your dad, you look at your mum differently, then you look at your dad, and then my dad found out, and then my dad spoke to me about it, and then my mum's moving funny around me. He said to me, let's go get the test, and I was like, but for what? Then say it's not you, then I've got to go and do a wild goose chase to find out who these other guys, and bruv, it's all
so you
energy.
took the decision.
I just don't want any of
So the
it.
subconscious thing is still there, and that's always going to be
but
there.
I don't want. The thing is, what I'm afraid of, and I'll be honest with you, is the results of everything being wrong. My brother, like I said to you, if you've lied to me and I find out like that, cuz I'm cutting everyone
But then
out.
but the subconscious is still going to be, the subconscious is still going to be there because you don't know.
No, but I know the consequences of me finding out whatever. Me going through the process, I know myself. I will be very angry regardless if it's bad or good. I shouldn't have to be going through that at 22 years old. That's not a conversation.
I hear what you're saying.
There's no good, fam. Why am I having a conversation of, like, if I'm gonna be real about it, and this is no disrespect to, to my mum, that's the most important human being in my whole entire life. But I can still say to you, if that was in the hood and that was any random girl, we'd be taking the mick out of her. So if I know that, and I can't ignore it because it's my mum, like, this is real life, cuz. Like, first 3 years of my life, my dad was not there, fam. And I always had everything, like he always gave money, but I never knew until I was 22 years old in some garden in Palmer's Green. Like, it's just all for me too messy. That's why I wouldn't want that same mess for another child, because how do you know when to tell your child, I might not be a dad? When do you have that conversation? When's the point where someone goes, you should have that convo now? It's just not something I personally
That's probably
feel
when you realise they're a shit
res-
footballer. Well, they support the wrong team.
Do you know what I mean?
What makes it worse is because it was a
You're not
family
mine.
team, though,
Do you know what I'm saying? If I was in Tottenham, at least I can be like, oh, my mate across the road feels the same way. A lot of money in Farmers Green, so nah, man. So I just think, like, in situations like that, bro, especially, like, don't think, I need to be a man for the children. Like, no. Be honest, because that saves a lot of crap later on. Do you know where I'm coming from? If my child turns 18 years old, or the children turn 18 years old, and they're like, but Dad, why did you bust out and live up for 2 years? I'll tell them. And the way I have anything around me, it's about understanding. It's not about my perspective. It's not about your perspective. It's about our perspective. It's just like, I see why you did that. Even if you don't agree with it, I see why you did that. And I think that's the reasons why I know for myself, I couldn't take out the burden of that woman lying to me in front of my 2 kids every day. It wouldn't be good for the kids. Imagine that, waking up and thinking, so who's the dad? How long did you sleep with him? How long was you with him? Is it an affair? Are you still talking to him now? Cuz I can't deal with that, fam. That'll make me go into a mental asylum or a murder case, fam. I can't deal with that, fam.
What's weird though is that my instincts with in my marriage, I'm so at peace with it. I've already said whatever happens, there is no exit clause now. We're in, because life has happened to a point that's beyond those things. Like, we've done too many things that she's actually been present for, that she's talked me off the ledge for, that she supported me through, to then figure out that there's now something, there's no clause. And I think I've in my mind, I've designed every outcome, and I've sat there and lived with it, and I'll be like, am I going to leave from that? No.
But how
The reality, yeah.
I'm 35.
You're 35. Do you believe in the Bible?
No.
So if we say we do believe in the Bible, that means after Christ, the world has been happening for 2019 years.
Yeah.
So me as a 33-year-old man, I'm sorry, I cannot make a decision based upon 33 years of living.
Yeah.
If I know there's alternatives that I can
Jesus
find out.
did everything in 33 years.
Oh gosh. the thing is,
Because
yeah, I know.
he didn't live past 33, so he didn't know everything.
No, I'm saying he had his full run at 33. And yet he's having this influence 2019 years later.
But it's not, no disrespect, I'm not a religious individual. I think that's a book
So
of
why did you
stories.
bring it up?
But for the simple fact that it lets you know that the world has been happening for 2019 years potentially. So what I've learned within 33 years is absolutely nothing. It's a grain of sand on a beach. It's a pebble in the ocean.
Yeah.
So I could never commit to any situation saying I will never come out, because that's what I know from 30. Even marriage. If I'm out,
To combat
if
that.
things go wrong and I can't live with it, I don't want my negative energy to be a problem for anybody else.
If you build a life together, and there's certain things, and probably it's like there's certain time frames in your life where you've had real milestones. If you go through those things together and survive, it's going to take something way greater than that for me to sit there and know that I can't take it. Like, we've just built too much.
That's
You
amazing.
need too much.
And so,
No, but that's just, I'm just saying this, I only speak to my perspective.
Your life partnership is bigger than any headline that can come out. And I think we're there now. I'm not saying it can't be tested and that I won't have a day where I might have to go for a long walk in the sand.
Oh man.
But for me,
At least you got some sand, mate. He's not from Tottenham. He doesn't know, man.
Hey, no train goes there, bro.
no black people there, bro. I'm telling you. But the point is that there is a space where I feel like we've gone through enough versions of things and we've survived and actually excelled still, to the point I feel like, actually, you know what, I'm going to give her the security where I'm never going to look for an exit. Because look, the thing about marriage is, if you're religious, marriage has a path. It gives you a clear identity as to why you're together and what you're hoping to achieve. If you're not religious, you've got to design that together. You've got to build it, because there's no North Star in it. It's just that we're together forever. That's the headline. But how do you do that? Like, how do you do that today versus how do you do that in 1987 when
That's
your parents were trying to do it?
That's incredible.
Real commitment requires having a no exit clause.
Absolutely.
That's the definition.
I disagree with that.
Opposite of love is
I
life.
disagree with that.
I disagree
I
with that
think
completely.
you, in any, like, again, I'm newly married, but I think in any
How
situation...
first, hold on.
Yeah, no, I'm still failing you. 3 years.
Bro, you were stuttering way too much.
Yeah.
I'm watching this
We
video.
could edit that. He said, nah, it was the camera.
I had to do the math. But no, sorry. The reason I just going back to the point about the no exit clause thing. I think there's a point. Right. We all have our pressure points, and I think there's all something each of our partners can do.
What I actually said is real commitment.
But I disagree with
Yeah,
that.
but even if I think
real
it's about
commitment where you know that I'm committed to you.
And I disagree with that.
Through this life.
But you
to
said
be life
commitment. Do you
partner.
mean generally commitment? Because there's loads of things I'm committed to that I will walk away from quite comfortably. Because the only thing I need is the same things I came into this world with. Because that's the same things I'm leaving with. Myself.
Yeah.
I'm not, everything I'm committed to, I'm a sponge, my bro. I've come into the world, an open book, and everyone's filling it out. Bro, I can rub something out if I don't like it, you know, it's my book. So I'm never going to say to somebody, well, you know, there's no exit clause in this situation, because what is that doing to that person? I know everybody to an extent. I don't know anybody 100%, because I don't know myself 100%. So I can't put that level of trust into anyone's situation for the simple fact that every day I surprise myself, fam. So someone else could surprise me. So I have to have a point where I say, you know what, cuz, if it gets here, I'm out. I can't have a situation where I say, no matter what happens, I'm going to remain here.
You're talking about
I'm talking about anything.
No, but
would you commit?
I'm saying that's your understanding of where you cannot go beyond, and I think that's a healthy thing to know. Your limitations. What I'm saying is that there is so much freedom. There's nothing that can be designed where the outcome will be, I'm going to break up with you. That doesn't mean.
That doesn't exist. That point doesn't exist.
No, but it doesn't mean that we could never break up, because at the same time you can still consciously say, I'm not happy, I want to do something else. What I'm saying is, I don't think there's anything that can be designed against me that's going to make me just say instantly I'm out. we could gradually grow apart. We could evolve out. You could, you know what I mean? But it's not like an act.
In one instant, yeah.
There's not
This
that's
means
like-
I'm
no,
gonna
but you
throw
know
away.
what?
That makes
Sorry,
sense.
maybe I'm being too harsh. There's nothing that's gonna make me instantly go out, but what it is instantly something changes, and when that change happens and occurs, you have to acknowledge it, embrace it, and figure out why it's there. You can't neglect it. So when something happens to me, I take a lot of time to figure out what my next step is, and that requires sometimes bare time to myself, where I just seclude myself, no one sees me, because I need to understand that I'm 30-something years old right now, 33 years old, and I have 2 kids, and every step is so important because of my kids. Like, I am so secondary, and if that means walking away from the love of my life, if that means not speaking to my own mum, the most valuable person in my life, anything that's a huge commitment, I'm willing to do it. And that way, people value me so much more. If people feel like no matter what, Poet would just be there, cause
Before we went there, I was gonna comment on what you said about marriage. So I was engaged, and then we split up.
Whoa.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
we was engaged for 2 years, and we split up. We had my son and my daughter together. And listening to what you said, it sounded eerily familiar to what I went through. And I always tell people, married couples, barring abuse or infidelity, they just figure shit out. Basically, if you're not cheating on the person or you're not being abused, you find a way to figure it out.
Okay.
Now, if you're not married, those issues become compounded, and they become bigger issues, and then you wake up one day like, you know what?
I'm out.
I don't want to be married to this. I don't want to be stuck with this for the rest of my life.